I'm young Homer, here to guide you deeper into the journey of the rise and fall of Zeus. Tonight, we come to episode 24, the flood of Deucalion, cleansing the earth. In this story, we witness Zeus's decision to cleanse the world with a great flood, a response to the unchecked defiance and corruption among mortals. Yet from this act of destruction, there emerges a promise of renewal as two survivors, Deucalion and Pyrrha, are given the chance to rebuild humankind. As we enter this story of judgment and rebirth, allow yourself to settle deeply into the comfort of your bed, feeling fully supported and safe. Close your eyes if you wish, and take a slow, gentle breath in, letting your chest fill with calm. As you exhale, release any lingering tension, letting your body sink further into stillness. This is your time to rest, to unwind, and to simply be. Let's start by focusing on the soft rhythm of your breath. Each inhale and exhale is steady and quiet as raindrops falling into a peaceful lake. Now, take a slightly deeper breath in, filling your lungs completely, and hold it for a gentle moment. Then, as you exhale, feel any tightness drift away, leaving only ease and warmth. One more time, breathe in deeply, and as you exhale, allow yourself to drift even further into relaxation. Now, we'll guide each part of the body to soften, releasing any tension with each breath. Begin with your forehead, letting it relax fully as you exhale. Move to your jaw, feeling any tightness dissolve as it rests softly. Now bring attention to your shoulders. Inhale, and as you exhale, let them drop gently, like leaves settling on the surface of still water. Let your arms and hands rest beside you, heavy and at peace. Notice the gentle rhythm in your chest and belly. Inhale, allowing your belly to rise, and on the exhale, release any lingering tightness, feeling calm and free. Shift to your hips and thighs, letting them sink deeper into the bed, fully supported and relaxed. And finally, bring awareness to your calves, feet, and toes, letting them release completely, grounded and serene. Now imagine yourself by the edge of a vast, quiet sea where soft rain begins to fall, each drop rippling across the water's surface. In the distance, you see Deucalion and Pyrrha floating in a small boat as they drift across the endless waters, the last remnants of humankind. Around them, the world is quieted, and beneath the calm waters lies a promise, a chance to begin anew. With each breath, feel yourself surrounded by this deep stillness, as if the waters themselves offer a quiet, hopeful embrace. Inhale deeply, letting this sense of peace fill you, and exhale, feeling calm, safe, and at rest. With your body relaxed and your mind open, allow the story to guide you into this ancient tale of renewal and resilience, where even after the storm, life finds a way to begin again. Take one last deep breath in and let it out softly. Now, let us begin. Though Prometheus's gift of fire had empowered mortals, leading to great advancements and achievements, it had also sown seeds of unchecked ambition. Over time, humanity's pride grew, pushing them beyond simple independence and into acts of greed, cruelty, and betrayal. As mortals grew more confident in their own power, respect for the gods began to erode, replaced by a disregard for divine authority. Zeus watched in disappointment and anger as mortals turned against each other and the natural order, harming the world they had been entrusted to nurture. Their defiance went beyond mere self-governance. It led to bloodshed, broken promises, and a world increasingly filled with darkness. Though he had long hoped they would learn restraint and humility, Zeus now saw that their actions threatened not only themselves, but the balance of all creation. Deeply troubled, he convened a council of the gods to discuss the fate of humanity. Mortals were meant to be our stewards on earth, he said, his voice filled with sorrow and frustration. But they have become a danger to themselves and the world we protect. If left unchecked, they will bring ruin to all we have built. The other gods listened in grave silence, understanding the gravity of Zeus's words. Each had watched the mortals' descent into corruption and cruelty, and though some felt sympathy, all agreed that the situation had grown dire. In the halls of Olympus, the gods debated humanity's fate, each offering a perspective on how to handle the crisis. Poseidon, god of the sea, was the first to suggest a drastic solution. "Let us cleanse the earth with a flood," he proposed, his voice calm but resolute. If mortals cannot respect the gifts they have been given, then perhaps they should start anew, learning to honor the gods in the world we created. Hera nodded in agreement, her expression somber. They have abused the gift of life, harming one another and showing little reverence for us or the world they live in. Perhaps a flood would remind them of their place and teach them gratitude. Zeus, torn between compassion and justice, considered his allies' counsel. He knew that a flood would be a terrible punishment, a cleansing of the earth that would wipe away nearly all mortals, leaving only the pure and humble to rebuild. It was not a decision to make lightly, for it would bring suffering on a massive scale. Yet he saw no other way to preserve the balance and restore harmony to the world. After a long silence, Zeus spoke. "The flood will come, but it will not be a final end for all. There are those among humanity who still respect the gods, who have shown kindness and honor. I will spare them, that they may survive this trial and restore the earth with renewed purpose. With that, the gods solemnly agreed to unleash the flood, each understanding the gravity of their choice and the impact it would have on humanity. Zeus turned his gaze to the earth, searching for mortals worthy of survival. His eyes fell upon Deucalion and his wife, Pyrrha, two of the few who had honored the gods faithfully, despite the chaos around them. Deucalion, son of Prometheus, had inherited his father's wisdom and resilience, and together with Pyrrha, he had led a life of kindness, reverence, and humility. Sending Hermes as his messenger, Zeus warned Deucalion of the coming flood and instructed him to build an ark large enough to withstand the rising waters. Take only what you need, Hermes relayed to Deucalion, and prepare to wait out the storm. You will be the new beginning, a chance for humanity to rise with respect and reverence once more. Grateful for the gods' mercy, Deucalion and Pyrrha immediately began their preparations, gathering supplies and crafting their vessel. Though saddened by the fate of their fellow mortals, they trusted that the gods had chosen this path for the greater good and were humbled by their role in humanity's survival. With the ark prepared, Deucalion and Pyrrha boarded, offering a final prayer to the gods for guidance and strength. Then, as the sky darkened and the winds howled, the flood began. Poseidon summoned massive waves from the depths, and rain poured from the heavens in unrelenting torrents. Rivers overflowed, mountains were submerged, and cities vanished beneath the rising water, consumed by the wrath of the gods. Zeus watched as the waters rose, his heart heavy with the weight of his decision. Though his judgment was firm, he could not help but feel sorrow for the mortals who perished, a reminder of the fragile balance between divine power and compassion. Lightning flashed across the sky, and thunder rumbled in a symphony of celestial anger, echoing the grief of Olympus as the flood cleansed the earth. Deucalion and Pyrrha, safe within their ark, endured the storm's fury, surrounded by nothing but the endless churning sea. Days turned to weeks, and as the flood waters continued to rise, they clung to their faith, trusting that the gods would bring them through this trial. At last, after many weeks, the rains ceased, and the flood waters began to recede. Slowly, the peaks of mountains emerged, followed by hills and valleys, as the earth revealed itself once more. When the ark finally came to rest upon a mountaintop, Deucalion and Pyrrha stepped out, greeted by a world washed clean and filled with silence, as if nature itself were holding its breath. Overwhelmed by the devastation, yet grateful for their survival, Deucalion and Pyrrha prayed to Zeus, asking for guidance on how to rebuild humanity. Great Zeus, We are humbled by your mercy and stand ready to honor you and all the gods. Show us how to bring forth a new generation that will live with respect, humility, and wisdom. Moved by their devotion, Zeus answered, instructing them to gather stones from the earth and cast them over their shoulders. Each stone will transform into a new person, he told them, a symbol of endurance, born from the earth and bound to it with respect. Let them remember the flood and honor the gods, living lives filled with gratitude for the world they inherit. Following Zeus's guidance, Deucalion and Pyrrha began casting stones, which transformed into men and women, strong and resilient. These new humans, shaped by divine intervention, carried within them the lessons of the flood, their spirits bound to the earth and tempered by reverence for the gods. As the earth returned to life, the gods of Olympus watched over the new mortals, each feeling a mix of relief and caution. They had restored balance, but the flood had served as a stark reminder of the consequences of unchecked pride and defiance. The mortals who now walked the earth were different, humbled, respectful, and aware of the gods' power and mercy alike. Poseidon, who had summoned the flood waters, felt a sense of pride tempered with solemnity. We have given them a second chance, he mused, a chance to live with respect for the earth and for us. Let us hope they honor this gift. Hestia, goddess of the hearth, added, perhaps compassion and guidance will encourage them to keep their reverence, a gentler hand than the flood we unleashed. We are their guardians, after all, not only their rulers. Zeus nodded, his gaze fixed upon the earth below. The flood was a necessary act, yet one that weighs heavily upon us. May it serve as a reminder to both gods and mortals that balance must be preserved, that power must be tempered by wisdom. And so, the gods resolved to watch over humanity with renewed vigilance, guiding them with both strength and compassion. They knew that the future would hold more challenges, but they trusted that the mortals, born anew, would honor the lessons of the flood. In the years that followed, the story of the great flood became a legend among mortals, a tale passed down through generations as a reminder of the gods' power and the importance of humility. Deucalion and Pyrrha's descendants lived with a reverence for Olympus, honoring the divine gifts they had been given and striving to maintain harmony with the earth and its creatures. For the gods, the flood served as a profound lesson in the complexities of ruling. They understood that power alone could not sustain loyalty or respect. It required compassion, wisdom, and a willingness to protect, even as they enforced order. And though the balance had been restored, they knew that humanity's spirit would always push boundaries, seeking progress while testing the patience of the gods. The flood had brought about a new beginning, one forged in equal parts of justice and mercy. a balance that would define the relationship between gods and mortals for ages to come. But the balance would not last unchallenged. Join us in the next episode as we explore the tale of Sisyphus, a mortal whose cunning and defiance led him to deceive even the gods, earning him a punishment as unending as his ambition and setting the stage for yet another test of Olympus's authority. Until we meet again, may your path be filled with peace, strength, and a touch of magic. I'm young Homer, and I look forward to our next story together.